Everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here doing the Valentine's week reading for all of my Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Risings. So it is Valentine's week. If you're single, if you're coupled, no matter what status you fall into, I think this is going to be appealing to you. We're going to look at the question, how can you bring more romance into your life? So we're asking a direct question this week. We'll be doing a 9-card spread for you. And then, of course, drawing additional cards to clarify any issues. On Valentine's Day, so February 14th, the moon will be merging into Aquarius. Of course, that's an air sign, like Gemini is an air sign. And basically, it rules not partnerships. It rules groupthink, groups, alliances, and also wishes. So you could feel like a love for humanity this week, as well as romantic love. So that being said, let us get started. We'll shuffle and get out your 9 cards. If the shuffling goes on a bit too long, just in the interest of time, what I might do is split the deck and pull from the deck for you. And as always, we're looking for a single jumper at a time. So we're asking for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, how can they bring more romance into their lives? Okay, so I just want single cards. We're just past the 2-minute mark. And as I mentioned, in the interest of time, I actually love shuffling. I would prefer to take my time and shuffle for you. However, I have a very strict timetable, so we're going to pick from the center of the deck. And then we'll get right into the reading. Wonderful. So in your past position as armadillo, this is boundaries. This looks like you've been spending, or you have spent rather, some time creating healthy boundaries for yourself. And this has been a boon for you. Perhaps you've gotten closer to a partner because of it. If you are single, for example, this is a beautiful place for you to begin in pursuit of partnerships. You want to create healthy boundaries before you get involved with anybody, and that you know exactly what they are, so that if they're crossed, you can put your foot right down. That way you don't have to do the dramatic game, right? You can just be adults about it. Here in your present is a possum. This is diversion. If you are in a couple, perhaps you are trying to get around it, or you're trying to make it not so important, or perhaps you're just busy and pulled into a lot of different directions right now. If that's the case, it might be a nice week for you to make future plans in order to make up for Valentine's week if you can't connect. And you know, make it up to your partner. If you are single, for example, perhaps you're going to be trying to divert yourself away from this. I guess it's not a holiday, but it is kind of a special day. It's just about, you know, sharing the heart and injecting some more romance into our lives. So perhaps you're just uncomfortable about that this week. But if you are, it might be a nice time to just ask yourself why, or to maybe give yourself a little bit of a break and inject some romance and sensuality into your week anyway. Here with your immediate future is self-esteem. We have elk. This is self-esteem. This is really raising yourself up, right? Usually through directive behavior that you're taking part in. So it could be that, you know, through boundaries and diversion, it's heightened rather your self-esteem. And this is going to lead to what I'm seeing here, okay? It looks like this hard work here, this decision around putting your foot down about something, again, whether you're a couple or single, it looks like your self-esteem is heightened, so this is going to help impact everything in a very positive way. So in your foundation, so what is the foundation to this week for you romantically is prayers and abundance. So again, it looks like you've done a lot of thinking, a lot of work, a lot of heart work, a lot of head work into what it is that you really want, and just as importantly, what it is that you don't want. And this is going to be made available to you. Just keep your eyes and heart peeled. Here in the crowning or outside influence is grace. I do read this as the Ace of Cups in the traditional tarot. This is a very spiritual card. It's very overwhelming. It's very overflowing with love, okay? But like, sort of like a spiritual, graceful, sort of like unconditional love here. So this, as I mentioned, is crowning. It's an outside influence. So you could feel, if you are partnered Gemini, you could feel an overwhelming love from your partner. If you are single Gemini, it could feel that you're relieved about something with regard to an outside influence or something crowning how far you've come thus far romantically. Here with the unexpected is gentleness, okay? So again, if you're in a couple, this could be that gentleness is the key as opposed to, you know, directive action or something like hot and heavy, for example. It could be like gentleness is key. Maybe this is where the romance is for you, and it's a beautiful way to express that if that's the case, in a gentle and a meaningful and a special, unique way. If you are a single person, it could be gentleness that is coming from someone else that you're romantically interested in or that you fantasize about. If they do end up expressing themselves to you, they could be doing that in a gentle way, and that could be what actually stills your heart, as opposed to, you know, what Hollywood or society says romance is. It could be that what actually gets your heart here, or how you steal someone else's heart, is in a very, very gentle and sweet way, as opposed to sort of abrasive or even funny or even like sexy. Maybe sexy isn't going to do it this time. Maybe you have to be gentle and full of self-esteem and grace and coming from a higher place, right? So we do have your secret power here. This is action. This is actually taking action. So whether you're coupled or single, this is about the power in your hands. So again, your secret power this week with regard to bringing more romance into your life is definitive action. Take action about this. If you're a couple, do or say something to your partner that's, even if you have to make a future plan and you can't do something this week, you know, do it though. Make a plan. Make it important. Like, you're important to me. This is important. If you're single, make that first step. Whether or not someone else is in the picture or your crush is around, you know, inject some sensuality into your own life, into your own world. And this will help with your self-esteem as well. Here we have with your wish card, this is patience. For some reason, Gemini, it looks like you're wishing for some patience, whether or not you're in a couple or single, whether or not you're being asked to be patient with someone else at this time, or they're asking you to be patient. Did I just repeat myself? I didn't mean to. Someone's being patient with you, or you're being patient with them, is the wish here. So again, especially with diversion being the central card, representing the present, it just feels like something's being held up a little bit, but don't lose heart, okay? It could just be that a conversation needs to be made, a plan needs to be made for the near future so that you can fulfill this somehow. But definitely don't let it go. And here with your probable outcome, we have turkey. This is giveaway. This is a way of saying sacrifice. A sacrifice needs to be made. But again, it could just be about expectations is a really important one, especially in the dating world, or if you're coupled. If you have really enormous, as in perhaps like outrageous expectations, maybe it's time to give at least all of them, or at least a little bit of those up, so that your partner feels confident and comfortable coming to you to fulfill your wish or your fantasies. Maybe someone needs to give away, you know, unreasonable expectations about you or the relationship itself as well. Again, I'm not talking about like normal expectations like fidelity and so forth, you know, and honesty. And I'm just talking about like excessive expectations. If that's the case here, you're going to want to let that go, or your partner or your potential partner is going to want to let that go. I'm just looking for one more jumper from this deck, please. Sweet. All right, so we have surrender and release, which is really related to the giveaway here. You want to release tension. You want to surrender outcomes, okay, is a big one. And however you apply that to your romantic situation this week, surrender outcomes, okay? Just let things flow, let things be, let people be yourself, go with the flow, and it just 100% you'll have way more fun at the very least, and at the most you'll be able to learn how to relax around expectations. And then peace is a really nice additional card to have here as well. So a lot of peace in your life, peace, grace, self-esteem, prayers in abundance, gentleness, patience. So looks like there's a need for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, whether you're coupled or not, to have those types of energies in your week, but at the same time inject some sensuality into your life this week, and make sure you enjoy yourself, count your blessings, and keep your spirits high. So that is your romance reading for the week. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Look forward to upcoming videos, not only face-to-face, but we'll be doing some more readings in the near future for you as well. Thanks as always for sticking around. Take excellent care, and happy Valentine's Day.